Kevin Durant wasn't supposed to end up here. Not after Brooklyn, not after Phoenix, not after everything. But somehow, in the quiet chaos of a 17 trade, the kind of transaction that feels like it came from a fantasy league, Durant landed in Houston. No press conference fanfare, no ESPN special, just a deal done. And now, suddenly, the Houston Rockets aren't just building for the future, they're kicking the door open right now. You might have missed it if you blinked, because while the headlines were focused on Phoenix's reset or how the Thunder dodged disaster, the Rockets were in the shadows, pulling strings. They gave up Jalen Green, they gave up Dillon Brooks, a few second-round picks, and what they got back was terrifying. Kevin Durant, Clint Capella, and the shift in identity they didn't even know they needed. What was once a scrappy, defensive-minded team with upside is now something entirely different. Let's talk about that for a second. What Houston was before this all happened. 52 wins, a core of young guys playing beyond their years, Alperen Sengun becoming a point center before our eyes, Amen Thompson swarming ball handlers like a one-man press, Jabari Smith Jr. and Tari Eason giving every wing fits, Fred VanVleet, the adult in the room, running everything like a guy who already knows what it takes to win. They were good, ahead of schedule, but something was missing. That something was gravity. That something was Kevin Durant. You see, it's not just about points per game or usage rate or player efficiency. Durant brings something else, something unquantifiable. When he's on the court, the geometry shifts. Defenders cheat too far, help arrives too soon, weak side rotations get late because guys don't want to leave him. That kind of presence changes everything. And now, Houston has that built into a roster that's already long, young, and suffocating defensively. And what's even scarier? They didn't give up any of the guys they actually need. Sengun, still there. Amen, still there. Jabari, still there. Tari, still there. VanVleet, running the show. Whitmore, waiting to pop. This isn't one of those trades where you lose your soul just to rent a star. This was a precision heist. The Rockets got what they needed, kept what mattered, and walked away without blinking. And meanwhile, Durant, at age 37, might be walking into the best situation he's had in years. Because here's the truth. Durant hasn't needed to dominate the ball in years. He just needs a team that moves, a team that cuts, a team that understands spacing and lets him flow within it. That's what he had with the Warriors. That's what he never quite had in Brooklyn. In Phoenix, it felt forced. Too many ISOs, not enough playmaking. It worked in bursts, but never fully clicked. Houston, though, this system, it's tailor-made for someone like KD. Ime Udoka doesn't run a traditional offense. He runs principles, concepts, motion-based reads. He empowers his players to make decisions on the fly, and they do. Watch the Rockets for 5 minutes and you'll see it. Quick ball movement, slip screens, relentless drives, secondary actions. And now they have a weapon who can collapse a defense with one dribble and punish the help with a fadeaway they've been trying to stop for 15 years. And it's not just on offense. The version of Durant that Houston's getting isn't just a scorer. He's still long, he's still rangy, he still recovers, contests, and rotates. He's not all defensive first team, but he's smart and he's engaged. And on a team full of hungry defenders, that kind of IQ turns good defense into great defense. Durant's already been spotted working out with Amen Thompson in California. Sengun ranked up with him in Istanbul. These aren't just off-season cameos. These are intentional sessions, building chemistry, quietly, away from the noise, away from the headlines. This is a version of KD we haven't seen in a long time. Not the restless superstar bouncing from team to team, but the steady veteran, still elite, finally surrounded by pieces that make sense. Let's go deeper. Fred VanVleet isn't just a veteran point guard. He's a guy who won a title next to Kawhi Leonard.
He knows what it looks like when you build around a star. And now he has another one. With Durant taking pressure off, Fred's playmaking opens up even more. The pick and roll with Şengün, dangerous. The drive and kick to Jabari or Tari on the wing, lethal. And when all else fails, dump it to KD and let him work. You can already see the outlines of what this team is becoming. Switchable 1-4, multiple ball handlers, a shot maker at the end of the clock, defensive dogs all over the floor. That's not just a fun team, that's a playoff team, a problem team, a team that doesn't care about your seeding, your accolades, or your history. They just hoop. And the rest of the league? They should be nervous. Because Houston has time. They're not built for a one-year run. Durant's not on a rental. The young core is still under contract. The flexibility is still there. And most of the league hasn't even realized what just happened. But let's not get it twisted. This isn't just about names on paper. It's about what actually happens when the ball goes up. And when it does, that's when you start to realize how scary this team really is. Durant draws the primary defender, usually your best wing stopper. But now, you've got Ayman slicing through the paint. You've got Van Vliet navigating screens. You've got Şengün playing dribble handoff at the elbow. You've got Jabari trailing the play, wide open at the top of the key. And suddenly, that elite defender you just assigned to KD, he's caught in the middle of a play that's already moved past him. That's the beauty of how this works. Durant doesn't just create mismatches, he creates chaos. Defenses can't afford to hedge too hard, rotate too slow, or gamble even once. Because the moment they do, it's over. KD finds the opening. The Rockets finish the job. And let's talk about Şengün for a second. Because if there's a player who's about to take a leap from nice young center to star in the making, it's him. We already saw flashes last season, the footwork, the vision, the touch. But now he's surrounded by real spacing. He's no longer the best scorer on the floor. He doesn't have to force anything. He can read and react, play off Durant, and feast in the gaps that KD's gravity opens up. That two-man game, it's gonna ruin teams. And Ayman? This kid might be one of the best on-ball defenders in the league already. We're talking about a 6'7" point guard with elite lateral movement, long arms, and a motor that just doesn't stop. He doesn't back down. He doesn't get screened off. And now he gets to learn from one of the most versatile offensive players the game has ever seen. Every rep with Durant, that's a masterclass. What about Jabari? He's not flashy, he's not loud, but he's solid. He plays within the system. He guards his position. He hits his open shots. And when he's confident, he starts doing more. A pull-up here, a spin move there. And suddenly, he's not just a 3-and-D guy, he's a legitimate two-way wing.